Augustin Bea, S.J., was a German Jesuit priest and scholar at the Pontifical Gregorian University specializing in biblical studies and biblical archaeology. He also served as the personal confessor of Pope Pius XII. In 1959, Pope John XXIII made him a cardinal of the Catholic Church. He served as the first president of the Secretariat for Promoting Christian Unity from 1960 until his death. Bea was a leading biblical scholar and ecumenist, who greatly influenced Christian-Jewish relations during the Second Vatican Council in Nostra Aetate. Bea published several books, mostly in Latin, and 430 articles. Biography. Bea was born in Ried-Boringen, today a part of Blumberg, Baden-Württemberg. His father was a carpenter. He studied at the universities of Freiburg, Innsbruck, Berlin, and at Valkenburg, the Jesuit House of Studies in the Netherlands. On the 18th of April 1902, he joined the Society of Jesus, as he was much inclined to the scholarly life. Bea was ordained a priest on the 25th of August 1912, and finished his studies in 1914. He then served as superior of the Jesuit residence in Aachen until 1917, at which time he began teaching scripture at Valkenburg. From 1921 to 1924, Bea was the provincial superior of Germany. Superior General Vladimir Ledochovsky then sent him to Rome, where he worked as the superior of the Biennial House of Formation, professor at the Pontifical Biblical Institute, and rector of the Institute of Superior Ecclesiastical Studies. In 1930, Bea was named rector of the Pontifical Biblical Institute, a post in which he remained for 19 years. Raised to the rank of cardinal before his episcopal consecration, Bea was created cardinal deacon of S. Saba by Pope John XXIII in the consistory of 14 December 1959. On 6 June 1960, he was appointed the first president of the newly formed Secretariat for Promoting Christian Unity, a curial organization charged with ecumenical affairs. It was not until 2 years later that, on 5 April 1962, Cardinal Bea was appointed a bishop, the titular Archbishop of Germania in Numidia. He received his consecration on the following 19th of April from John XXIII himself, with Cardinals Giuseppe Pizzuto and Benedetto Aloisi Mazzella serving as co-consecrators. In the Lateran Basilica, he resigned his post as titular Archbishop in 1963, 1 year after the Second Vatican Council was convened. Cardinal Bea was one of the electors in the 1963 Papal Conclave, which selected Pope Paul VI, and was confirmed as the president of the Secretariat for Promoting Christian Unity on 3 January 1966. Cardinal Bea died from a bronchial infection in Rome, at age 87. He was buried in the apse of the parish church of St. Genesius in his native Ried-Boringen, where there is a museum honoring him. Impact and legacy. Bea was highly influential at the Vatican II Council in the 1960s as a decisive force in the drafting of Nostra Aetate, which repudiated anti-Semitism. In 1963, he held secret talks with Abraham Joshua Heschel, promoting Catholic-Jewish dialogue. John Borelli, a Vatican II historian, has observed that it took the will of John XXIII and the perseverance of Cardinal Bea to impose the declaration on the Council. During a session of the Central Preparatory Commission, he also rejected the proposition that the Council Fathers take an oath composed of the Nicene Creed and the Anti-Modernist Oath. After Alfredo Ottaviani, the heavily conservative head of the Holy Office, presented his draft of the schema on the sources of divine revelation, Bea claimed that it would close the door to intellectual Europe and the outstretched hands of friendship in the Old and New World. He served on numerous ecumenical bodies and was the author of 9 works, including The Church and the Jewish People. Bea was a confessor to Pope Pius XII for a short time. The encyclical Divino Afflanti Spiritu was very much shaped by Bea and Jacques-Marie Vost, O.P. When Pius XII proposed appointing Bea to the College of Cardinals in 1946, Superior General Jean-Baptiste Janssen spoke out against it, as many felt the Holy See was showing preferential treatment to the Jesuits. He had for some time, among his theological advisers, Jesuit priest Malachi Martin. Among the other offices, Bea was a consultor to several Roman congregations. Poem of the Man God. As confessor to Pope Pius XII, Bea was instrumental in bypassing the Vatican hierarchy to help Father Corrado Berti deliver a copy of the book Poem of the Man God to Pope Pius XII. When Father Berti approached both Bea and Monsignor Alfonso Carinci with a typed copy of the manuscript of Maria Valtorta's writings in 1947. With Bea's assistance, the manuscript was thus delivered to Pius XII, and Father Berti and Father Migliorini were granted a papal audience, in which Pius XII reportedly gave his verbal approval for the book's publication. However, Bea was a consultor of the Holy Office at the time he condemned the book, as was Dominican theologian Reginald Garrigou-Lagrange. Awards. 1954 Grand Cross of Merit of the Federal Republic of Germany, Head Cross of the French Legion of Honor, Grand Cross of the Greek Order of Georgia, 1960 Grand Cross of Merit of the Federal Republic of Germany, 1965 International Prize for the Brotherhood of the Fellowship Commission, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, USA, 1966 Peace Prize of the German Book Trade, along with Visati Hoof, 1967 Human Relations Award for the Society for Family of Man. Published works. Augustin Bea published 430 articles in the years 1918 to 1968. They dealt with archaeological issues, exegesis of Old Testament texts, Mariology, papal encyclicals, the unity of Christians, anti-Semitism, Vatican II, relations to Protestantism and the Eastern Orthodox churches, and ecumenicism. Among his books, Maria in der Offenbarung katholisch Marienkind BD. Hugo Rana, Augustin Bea, Skoning, Paderborn, 1947. Imagen de Maria en la Antigua Alianza, Buenos Aires, Revista Biblica, 1954. De Pentateucho Institutions Biblicas Colas Accommodata, Rome, 1933. De Inspiratione Sacrae Scripturae, Rome, 1935. Archeologica Biblica, Rome, 1939. La Nuova Traduzione Latina del Salterio, Rome, 1946. Liber Ecclesiastici ab Hebraei Superlatur Colit, Rome, 1950. Canticum Canticorum Salomonis, Rome, 1953. Cor Jesu Commentations in Litras Encyclicas Pii per P. 12 Harrieta Aquas, Herder Freiburg, 1959.